Disrespectful IRL streamer flees Korea after police confronted him. Video by Atozy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and
This
let's
disrespectful streamer just fled Korea after the police confronted him to avoid charges.
I got a hose. I'm gonna get a strong zero right now. Big mafia, big boys, That's a girl? Well, if that's a girl, I want her.
What?
Is that a girl? Hello? Are you a girl? Oh, nah, I want you. What's up, baby?
What to me are you a girl? What the heck?
I want you, baby. Look at that ass, bro.
The bar has been set so low for IRL streamers, and somehow things
What's
just keep on getting more tragic. And because of how this guy acts, he's now been labeled as the new Golden Goblin after disrespecting people around in South Korea and Japan and being reported.
Oh my god, it's trying to replace Johnny Somali? What is this guy's expecting? I mean, why? Do they think this is worth? This is worth getting jail? Huh? What the hell they are thinking? Oh my god. Oh my god. Vitaly is also near the prison too. His situation is not good. No, it's not good at all.
I mean, you can't make this up. How are they multiplying? Who in their right mind?
Yes, exactly. They are multiplying. What the heck? What the heck? What is the what makes them do that? What they think in them inside their heads? It's the little one brain cells that they had inside their heads to make this they think that this happens to risk. I mean, there is no way. No. These guys must be so high when they do this that only that situation for you to do stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. Why? What's the reason for the stupid shit like this? What else could
Johnny
be?
Smalley
What else?
facing over a decade in South Korean prison and goes, I want to do that. What is wrong with these people? Come on!
Exactly.
Also, to quickly explain the Golden Goblin term, there are groups of Koreans who are frustrated with these people coming into their country and live streaming themselves harassing people for clout. So they started putting bounties on knocking these people out. Johnny Smalley was the first example of that. And the reason for the term Golden Goblin is if you knock them out, they drop loot, like a video game. But in this case, the loot is whatever bounty they put on him. For Johnny, it was rumored to be around $10,000. So we're not talking about small sums of money. That's actually kind of a crazy amount of loot right there. But if you followed my channel for a while, you probably know that I've been covering plenty of nuisance streamers disturbing the peace in foreign countries, especially in Asia recently, over the past few weeks.
Good job, by the way, Atozy. Good job. Good job. It's not only interesting to see these guys suffer what they need in order to they be arrested and etc. They need to have their lives destroyed. I'm not joking here because, come on. If you're still defending people like this, you have some problem with your mind, for real. You need to get it checked
Johnny Smalley. I guess that was just the beginning. Then you had Joshua Block in Japan and Vitaly now in the Philippines. But this guy today might be taking the crown for the dumbest speedrun to jail. Or, well, almost jail because he ended up fleeing the country after all this happened.
What? Already?
What's actually kind of crazy is this guy had somewhat of a legitimate career before all this went down.
But isn't it saying that it flees Korea after police confronted him? I mean, he wasn't arrested yet, I guess. Right?
So meet Dave Willis, also known as Black Dave, a former rapper and professional skateboarder who was known back in the day for blending hip-hop and skating in custom-made music videos.
This Black Dave, you rocking with Route 1? Let's turn up. New York City, we in this, UK. Let's go.
In 2012, he dropped a song called Black Donald Trump and joined...
Why? Why are you doing this, Dave? Why you are doing this to us, Dave? Huh? Why are you doing this to yourself? What the fuck are you expecting? What the heck are you expecting out of this? A prize? A Nobel Prize or something like that? Get millionaire? Get some attention, huh? Are you a kid?
a hip-hop slash
Oh,
punk crew
God.
called Black Punk, in which he stayed a member until 2016 when Dave announced that he would no longer be making rap music.
I put on my Instagram that I lost motivation to create rap music. I feel like I'm just creating music for what people want to hear and not for who I am and really what I want to put out there.
Fast forward a couple
Yeah. Look at who you are. Yeah, you better do rap.
years and he became a
competitive
New
rap.
York-based influencer and YouTuber. He gained most of his traction on Instagram, where he had most of his followers, but over time, he's given quite a few interviews on podcasts and other media vehicles, primarily for his skateboarding, rapping, and his role in New York City. I mean, he was even trusted enough that No Jumper chose him to interview Ice Spice in 2022. So it's safe to say Black Dave had somewhat of a niche carved out for himself, not only by the audience, but also by his colleagues. However, if that was all, and his story stopped there, we wouldn't really be talking about him here on this channel. So what happened? How do we go from interviewing major artists to allegedly assaulting Korean citizens for live stream content? Well, in an interview, Dave tells us that it all started last year when he watched Ice Poseidon's scavenger hunt streams, and he ended up going, you know what? I want to live stream in New York City.
Perfect opportunity to like start something off. You know, it was almost like the cards fell in my hand. It was up to me. It was like, do you want to do this or not? Everybody's in your city right now. Take advantage. So
Just like Ice, Dave chose Kick as a central platform, a decision that would eventually come back to bite him, but surprisingly not for the main reason I'm talking.
It's not a good start. I mean, I've seen a pattern there. Huh? I've seen a pattern. It's not good, but well,
Talking about today.
Let's see
And
how
to be
it
fair,
is.
his content here in the US was pretty tame and mild compared to some of the other stuff that I've been covering here on this channel. He would occasionally do something stupid, but still, the worst he did back then was manually try to open some gate barrier, break it, then flee the scene, rather than simply paying. Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
God, bro. Bro, this place.
what the?
Get me out of here. 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 Get me out of here.
It's not like they
Get me out of here.
broke that. He just dismantled. But even so, why?
Dude? Why? And
God?
why live stream yourself doing it? Well, then you
Exactly. While I'm watching these videos, it's the most question that I ask myself. The why question? It's always in my mind because why? For real? Why? Why someone does it to himself, to themselves, to their lives? How can someone weight the possibilities and the bad decisions that they are about to make, and the consequences of it, and think, that looks good. I'm going all for it. Why?
got a
Why you
clip
do
where he
that
got
to
arrested for
yourself?
parking his bike in front of a small grocery store.
Hi. ID? Something wrong? I know, but it's 50cc. I was told 50cc I don't need a plate. And I literally just came from upstairs. All my stuff is upstairs. I was told it's upstairs.
Can I have your name?
Yeah. Oh my god. All right, stream. I'm getting arrested, guys.
Put this stuff down.
No, I have to at least turn my stuff off. Just allow me to turn. I'm turning it off. I'm just turning it off. That's all.
You need to put this stuff down.
Okay, I'm giving it to you. I'm
Put
giving
your
it
stuff
to
on the
you.
ground. Take his bag off.
And then another time where some random guy crashed into his bike. Even though,
Oh,
to
God.
be fair, that last one wasn't Dave's fault.
What are we talking about? Oh, you're a dude. And I just cut my whole hand up because of you. So where's my skateboard, bro? Where's my shit at, bro? You're an idiot, dude.
What you mean?
You just fucking ran the light. What do you mean?
I was waiting this way.
Go ahead. You idiot.
So, compared to Johnny Somali's Hall of Fame idiotic behavior, Dave was just some guy who genuinely was live streaming
He's a newbie. He's a newbie. Yep. But he's learning his way. He's learning his way to jail. Yeah.
His life. You know, the actual point of
Yep.
IRL streaming. But clearly, he also live streamed himself doing some absolute dumb shit. From time to time, Dave collaborated with other smaller US IRL streamers who he called friends. From Kick streamers to Twitch streamers to YouTube and even Rumble influencers. One of these guys was OG Yeezer, a Las Vegas-based IRL streamer who
He just, at least in my point of view, he's just a guy that tried anything else that he could to work, like doing stuff online, and nothing that he did actually worked out well. So he ended up trying more and more because he was convicted that this is the way that he should go, and he tried more effective but not good ways to grab attention more and more. So maybe he would have a chance to make his audience so he could make a live off. I don't know. To summarize everything,
also
clout.
calls himself
Yeah,
the OG
clout.
Majestic Lion. And to put things lightly, he's a problematic character. And also becomes important to the story later on. But more recently, he got in touch with Ice Poseidon himself, a guy
What is
who
going
admittedly
on?
inspired Dave in the first place and basically is the grandfather of IRL streaming, even though he's had his fair share of absolute moronic moments throughout his career. And when Ice went out to Japan to live stream 24/7, Dave was one of the characters who started showing up in those live streams. And at first, things seemed to be okay. Dave really wanted to distance himself from the nuisance streamer title, and he even made a point to go to the actual comfort statue and pay his respects, because he wanted to demonstrate that he actually respected the Koreans and their culture.
Here, I'm here to give peace, love, and show respect for this statue and what it represents. We are not nuisance streamers. We show love, we show peace, and respect.
Even though I couldn't find a clip of Dave being a part of CX, which is Ice Poseidon's group, or interacting with the guys before the trip to the Asian countries, Dave clearly stated his loyalty to his colleagues, especially when he defended Ice Poseidon when some fan kind of pressed him.
Ice Poseidon.
Yeah!
Yo, are you friend of Johnny Somali?
No, he's not. He's not. He's not. Why you said that though?
No, that motherfucker.
Not though.
That motherfucker's going to jail.
Okay, so why you touching?
He's going to jail.
You ain't gotta touch nobody though. You good,
I
bro?
ain't touching you, bro. I'm a little
You
drunk.
just touched him though.
I'm just drunk.
You good though? Back up
I'm
though.
trying to make friends, bro.
Are you a fan? Are you a fan of Ice?
Yes,
So show love, bro.
I am. Hey, bro.
All right, bro. Come cordial.
Respect.
Don't come like, are you a friend of Johnny Somali? Sound like you trying to press, bro.
No, the
Relax, bro. You good, bro?
drama. Be
And you
like
a little
that, though.
swole, bro. So we gotta watch out for you, bro. All right,
But you understand the drama though.
Johnny Somali. What now?
Yeah, that
Johnny Somali. What
motherfucker,
now?
He's about to run.
That, okay.
Okay, so while that's good and all,
Doesn't
here's the
see
thing
that
about
any of
claiming
these
that
are
you're not
pure.
a nuisance streamer. Your actions kind of have to back that up as well. And the problem is, Dave's actions speak way louder than his words, and his actions in Korea and Japan tell a very different story from what he initially said. For example,
Don't
when he
tell
started
me.
following a woman around a convenience store in Japan being an absolute waste of space in society.
I got a hose. I'm gonna get a strong zero right now. Big Chin Chin Mafia. Big Chin Chin boys. Big Chin. Hey, that's a girl? Well, if that's a girl, I want her. Is that a girl? Hello? Are you a girl? Oh, nah, I want you. What's up, baby? You got a fat old. No. F all that extra shit. I want you, baby. Look at that ass, bro. I want that, bro. She thick as hell, bro. I like thick
What you're
Johns, bro.
doing? She doesn't even understand what you're saying.
Give me your number.
Really?
What the
This is what we're
heck?
doing now? Calling him pathetic would be an understatement. Like, seeing people act like this is always a great reminder that your life is actually going pretty well. You don't need to be a burden to society to make a living. I mean, there are many other clips of him being disrespectful to people who were just minding their own business. Like when he got into this taxi with his phone on low battery.
Plug in. Can you please plug in, sir?
이걸 꽂으시 왜냐하면 그것은
Please.
내 것이기 때문이다.
Please, bro. Plug this in, bro.
Oh man, I mean, if there's a language barrier, yelling at them because you can't control your emotions will not help you. If you simply use a translation app like Papa Go, your life will be infinitely easier and you won't be giving Americans and influencers a garbage reputation over there. I mean, the simple action of just being respectful will get you so far in life. But the worst incident, and the main reason for this video, must be when he allegedly assaulted a man in Seoul while he was trying to get into a car.
Oh, burger. Yo, don't touch me, bro. Well, you don't touch me. Don't touch me. What's up with you? What's wrong with you? Get in that car. Get in that car. What's wrong with you? It's crazy out here, son. I'll break your neck.
While we couldn't really see exactly what happened in this video, Korean media has been referring to this as an assault, and whatever happened was serious enough that someone called the police, who later arrived at the scene.
What did I do, bro?
You do it.
I'm not doing anything, bro. What did I do? Literally, what did I do? No, what did I do, bro? No, what did I just do, though? Nah, what did I do, bro? I'm literally trying to go home, bro.
Okay.
I'm going home, bro.
Home, I will know.
No, I'm trying to go home. Let me go home, bro. Let me go home, bro. Please. Let me just go home, bro. Please. I'm going home.
So this interaction was pretty similar to the first interactions that Johnny Smalley had with the police in Korea.
Doesn't seem if poor police officers, not even then, know exactly what to do because they don't understand they don't understand the language. That is clear the language, but here, I mean, oh God, they don't know how to deal with that because I think in their history, probably in the last, I mean, this is something new, like less than 5 years that this stuff is happening probably. They never needed to deal with such situation so often, so they are not used to do this stuff yet. They are not, and this police office, they are doing this. At least we can see by their faces, they are quite a long time already working in their careers. So they are not used to this situation. They probably don't know English at all because back then it was much more harder to I mean at least the impression that I have to have people speaking multiple languages. Nowadays it's easier to find people speaking non-native language. So if probably was a younger police officer, it probably would understand some English or betterly everything that Dave was saying. But it's not the case, so they don't know how to deal with. They don't know what's actually happened, so they don't took any action. I mean, they wasn't ready to deal with the situation, and that's sad. That's kind of sad. They shouldn't be ready to. I mean, I'm trying to defend them here, even though it doesn't seem like they should be prepared for this situation. But even though it's sad that they need to be prepared to deal with the situation, it's really
They didn't really have enough to arrest him, but it was clear that they started investigating him. And some Twitter users wasted no time in calling Dave the new Golden Goblin. And just like what happened with the original Golden Goblin, the Korean news channels were all over this.
A video recently surfaced on an online community showing a foreign YouTuber assaulting a pedestrian during a live broadcast in Korea. The YouTuber, identified as rapper Black Dave, appeared to have been reacting to the pedestrian parking his car on the sidewalk. In the footage, the YouTuber suddenly approached a man who was about to enter his vehicle, punched him in the face, and insulted him. The victim staggered, visibly shaken by the totally unexpected attack. While his actions may be seen as vigilante justice by some, violence is never justifiable or condoned in the country's criminal justice system and will most likely result in the perpetrator being prosecuted. The situation was particularly dangerous as the victim was wearing glasses, which could have led to more severe injuries.
So after all these reports blew up, Dave, I guess, learned something from the Johnny Smalley incident and got up and fled the country. He was out of there so fast after that happened. He clearly was like, I am not spending a decade in jail here. I'm not.
Well, but there is come with another problem. He will think, so I discovered something. I just have to go to some country, do the havoc that I want, and get out of there before I get caught. So, since you have worked pretty well, he's probably gonna do that in some other places now. Record my words, remember my words. He will probably act again in somewhere else and do the same thing. Before getting caught up, he would just flee the country as he
going
did
to be caught
exactly
up in some
right
legal
here.
limbo situation for the next year, so he just bounced right back to the US. And then after he got back to the US, he made a response video to this.
So I appreciate Korea so much. In the future, I'm going to learn from my mistakes and learn how to move better. I believe at the end of the video, I reacted in a way that I shouldn't have. I got very angry and I reacted verbally. But again, I did not lay a hand on that gentleman and he did not lay a hand on me. Kick has already had a lot of bad publicity with Johnny Somali, and I want to let people know I'm not a Johnny Somali 2.0. I don't respect him. I don't want to be like him. So it's unfortunate that
Your mouth is saying some words, actually many words, but your actions are doing the opposite. What you're saying doesn't matter. Prove with your actions, and your actions are not proving that. Much the opposite. Pretty much the opposite. Do something about it if you really feel like. If you really feel like that. Because you're just proving you're the
I'm being
same.
compared to him. I just got a little carried away, just trying to be funny, just trying to make a joke out of this man's situation. So look, he tries to open the door, he can't get in. I was just walking by and saw that. As soon as he looks at me, is when it happens. You see his hand. You see his fist go up. You see his fist go up. You see his hand go up. That's when the camera goes out of focus.
Of course.
This is his hand right here.
Of course, look at what you're doing to him. Of course he's pissed. They are probably aware, the entire country is probably very much aware of all the situation with foreigners in the country doing havoc all the time. And you approach him like that, he kinda have a preconceived image just looking and hearing what you're saying because of what he saw in the news all this time. And what you're expecting out of this? Huh? What else? What was you expecting? Come on, you can be smarter than this. Come on.
You see his hand go up, that's when it goes out of focus. You see his fist right here, his knuckles. That's his knuckles. But they tried to put this clip before it to make it seem like I'm getting paid to do this or I'm getting subs.
It doesn't matter, it's your goddamn fault.
It was two completely separate moments.
I mean, that could also just be him flinching from you running up in his face because he didn't do anything to provoke you to get that close. But either way, I don't know. It's hard to say when you don't have a better angle. But despite the public disturbance, his past...
That person never met you. You're not you're clearly a foreigner because you're very different from them. They are most homogeneous. It's difficult to see foreigners around in that country. And you suddenly approaching them, speaking a language that they not understand, speaking very high and loud volume. Kind of, it wasn't from behind, but he wasn't seeing you clear. So, what reaction were you expecting? A good one? Out of this? Are you joking with me? Huh? Do you have at least one pre-sale inside your head?
Passage through Korea and Japan
What
went
the
relatively
heck?
smooth, even after things got a little bit more
Learn
serious
some
for him.
respect.
But even if he managed to escape his potential repercussions in Korea, it's safe to say his actions started catching up to him, because just a few days later, when Dave was already back in New York, he got into a fight with his old friend, OG Geezer, who we briefly mentioned earlier. And since he was broadcasting everything when it happened, he immediately got banned on Kick. OG Geezer was also live on YouTube and Rumble then, but his channels weren't affected on either platform. So I guess that's really it. That's where the story ends.
Good job, Kick. Good job. Your image as a company is already too much tainted. So good job cleaning up this mess. Good job.
at least for now.
Okay,
As of
keep
recording this
doing
video,
that.
Dave is still banned on Kick, not for allegedly assaulting someone in Korea, but for that incident of fighting OG Geezer in some apartment in New York. I feel like the most unreasonable thing about this whole story is these guys watched Johnny get into some serious legal trouble for everything he's done in Korea in the last few months, and then turn around and go and do the exact same thing. I guess the only thing he learned from Johnny was as soon as he got into some serious hot water, he bounced before it was too late. But either way, just acting this ignorant is pathetic at this point. And all while trying to explicitly distance themselves from the image and insisting that they're not nuisance streamers. If you're not a nuisance...
Remember my words, mark my words, he will do that again because it worked. He just left Korea before he get caught and he will think, that ended up very nice. I got the clout that I want, I got the audience. You know, I got views. I wasn't arrested, so I will try that again in another country. This is what gonna happen.
Streamer, don't act like one. Because come on, the irony is pretty painful with this one. But other than that, feel free to subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
But before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank you all my patrons that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my Three-Tailed Fox tier members Heath Rowell and Fenny Sylvy for the incredible support to my work. You guys are amazing. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. Awesome video as always, Atozy. Yeah, I think I've said pretty much everything. Thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check my links below, Patreon, Discord. Being a Discord member, you can send me videos so I can make or not react to that. But you have that option. There is a tab there for you. Linked videos from YouTube so I can react to them. If you don't like Patreon for any reason, you can consider also becoming a YouTube member. And thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.